Now, the rest of the story. One foggy night, August 1935, Jacques set out to visit his fiancée. The 25-year-old aviator was about to graduate from his academy. The good news could not wait, and a desolate, winding mountain road lay between Jacques and the girl he loved. Somewhere on that deserted road, Jacques' convertible went out of control. The convertible left the road, rolled over on top of him, crushing both his arms and his chest, but he was alive. In agony, he waited by the roadside for a passing car to discover him. Each minute seemed an eternity. The minutes became half an hour, no car came. Then Jacques knew if he were to survive, he would somehow have to make it on his own to a nearby house. He tried to reach out with his right arm and could not. Curiously, there was no feeling at all in his right arm. Jacques looked at his left arm and winced. Bones were jutting out of the skin. Blood was spurting from the wounds. So Jacques, using only his legs, began to crawl along the roadside until a hazy light shone through the darkness and the fog, the light from the window of a house. Jacques reached the house, was taken to a hospital, mended as best the doctors knew how. But after several days, the infection in Jacques' left arm flared up again. An amputation was recommended in order to save Jacques' life. He refused. Jacques was an aviator, he explained. He would require both of his arms in the cockpit. Well, the infection eventually subsided. The left arm was spared. But Jacques' problems were far from over. You see, the right arm was still paralyzed. Many months after he left the hospital, otherwise healthy, he was able to move only a single finger in his right hand. But Jacques did not quit. He returned to active duty with his fleet. He got himself stationed at a base in the Mediterranean. There, self-prescribing his own therapy, Jacques, during his off-duty hours, would swim. Every day in Toulon Harbor, Jacques would swim, each day a little harder, a little farther, and it was then and only then that Jacques' life began again. In time, the therapeutic recreation became a passion. The young aviator abandoned the sky. Many months of determination revitalized Jacques' once lifeless right arm, but by then, another voice was calling him. And Jacques answered the call. Now, many of us remember Jacques as the man who taught us how to breathe underwater. Some remember Jacques as the inventor of the aqualung. He was both of those things. But I hope, starting now, you and I will not forget where it all began. On a foggy mountain road, many August evenings ago, for it was that near tragic turning point in the life of the man who preferred to be called Jacques. It was that which led to a lifelong exploration of a vast inner space. For a mere arm's length from the sky, a young flyer, crippled, recovering, turned to a silent world and never came back. For this one-time aviator Jacques, you know as Jacques-Yves Cousteau. Jacques Cousteau. Only now you know the rest of the story.